Happy Monday, Joe. We're watching out for that sunrise here from our camera at our bureau in Branson. Looking east, we're a little bit brighter down that way, and we'll start off with some sunshine, but it will fade on us through the day as clouds continue to move in from the southwest as our next storm system tracks in. So we're going to be a little bit unsettled as we head through really the final days of 2020. We're tracking not one, but actually two systems. Behind yesterday's cold front, we're a lot colder. 15 degrees colder this morning in Springfield, minus 20 in Joplin, 22 degrees colder in Fayetteville, Arkansas. You can see it did bring a little cool down compared to what we woke up to on our Sunday morning. Wind speeds coming in from the north-northwest around 5 to 10. That's why we're colder. That flow tapped into some of that colder air to our north. Now it's spilling into the plains in the upper Midwest. We're actually above average, though. We're in the 20s and 30s, 28 in Springfield, 34 in Fort Wood, freezing in Ava. We're at 30 degrees on the dot in Monette. As we head through the day, you can see the clouds building in here in our wagging and walking forecast. Bentley's enjoying some indoors time. How adorable is he? Remember, if you want to send us a photo of your furry friend, head on over to ozarksfirst.com. Click on the wagging and walking tab, and you can submit them that way, and we'll get them on Daybreak or on midday. We'll top out near 42 degrees later on this afternoon. We'll give it the green pall. We won't have as much sunshine around later on today, but the big headline are these systems that we are going to be watching extremely close, because the one looks to be a little more wintry. And that is the latter one, which does look to move in just in time for New Year's Eve. So we'll have that last look at that 7-day, talking a little more about that, Joe, in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, TJ. The beauty of nature in the Ozarks is the reason that a race car driver is building a brand new track in the area. He's also the owner of Ozarks International Raceway that'll soon become public this summer. It's a 3.87-mile long track, and the site is actually on 659 worth of acres. That track will be a road that goes through the countryside. The narrowest will be 36 feet, and the widest that road will get is up to 70 feet.
This part of the country, I think, is kind of starving, I would say, for the track. And being down here in the Ozarks, it has the environment of all the rest of everything we need. That's one of the reasons you're here in the Ozarks, is because the mountains are so beautiful that you want to keep that beauty, and that's what brings people here.
Take a look at this full story online, then let us know your thoughts. Comment on Twitter or our Facebook pages over on ozarksfirst.com. Making news around the region for you here. 5 people were found dead inside a Pope County home on Christmas Eve, and now deputies are trying to piece together what exactly happened there. 2 women and 3 girls were found dead at a home. Investigators say everyone was related, with the ages ranging from 8 to 50. The sheriff's office hasn't released any names still, but these neighbors in the nearby area are devastated.
Very disturbing. I've got kids and grandkids that live out here, and got 4 grandkids, and it's just kind of really scary because it freaks them out to you. I've always had to hurt when someone else hurts, you know, and stuff like that. It just makes you feel real kind of empty, you know. It's happening right here in your yard practically.
Officials believe this is an isolated incident and there's no threat to the public. The bodies have been sent to the state crime lab as officials continue that investigation. In Arkansas, many businesses have already had tough times making ends meet during the pandemic, but it's going to get harder starting next week. According to the Department of Labor, minimum wage will increase by $1 from $10 to $11 an hour starting January 1st. Arkansas voted this into law in 2018. Natural State Smoothies co-owner Jamie Thornton says his business has struggled since the pandemic began, and this $1 increase may actually be its tipping point.
We definitely didn't have the foresight when we voted this bill into law a few years ago. We opened our first smoothie business in 2009 during the recession, and we thought that was tough. That has nothing on what we're going through now.
He says as of right now, his business needs to sell 49 small smoothies a day to stay in business. He's currently deciding if he'll have to increase his prices before the beginning of the year in order just to make the payroll work. Nursing home residents and workers in Arkansas will get first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine this week. Nigel McDonald, though, has some more details on the state's rollout plan overall. Nigel.
Yeah, Joe, well, good morning. For the last 2 weeks, the Pfizer vaccine has been given to healthcare workers. Now that Arkansas has the Moderna vaccine, the first shipments will be used in nursing homes, with vaccinations expected to happen this week. Some medical workers say they pushed for the state's Department of Health to include nursing homes in Phase 1A of the vaccine rollout.
It's easy for an outbreak to get going in those settings and with terrible consequences. So we'd like to prevent that as much as possible. Vaccinate everyone in those facilities who wants to be vaccinated. It's a great day.
Well, each nursing home facility will receive at least 100 doses of the Moderna vaccine in this first round.
That's Nigel McDonald reporting this morning. Hundreds of veterans in the KC metro area got their vaccines this weekend. They lined up at the VA Medical Center as Gary Buffington was first in line there. His daughter and granddaughter both worked at the VA and were also vaccinated.
I feel great. I'm very privileged to get it.
It's quite an honor, you know, all of us together getting it. It's an honor.
High-risk veterans over the age of 85, which were on chemotherapy, dialysis, or hemodialysis, were all given the chance to get the shot. The director of the VA Medical Center says they believe things are going to get worse before the vaccine really takes effect and the number of cases starts to decrease. Moving on to take a look at some news around the world for you this morning. International visitors will be barred from entering Indonesia for a 2-week period in a bid to slow the spread of a new, potentially more contagious variant of the coronavirus. This regulation takes effect January 1st, which is Friday. It comes days after Indonesia banned travelers from Britain and tightened rules for those arriving from Europe and Australia. The new regulation applies to all foreign visitors with the exception of high-level government officials. Earlier this year, Indonesia banned all tourists, but some exemptions have been made for business travelers. And in a look at some news around America, online shopping is seeing a big jump this year, but returns on gift purchases could have retailers seeing less money. Some online companies are saying shoppers will return twice as many items this year as last year. That could cost retailers over $1 billion. Buyers may also see delays of refunds for 2 weeks after online purchases are sent back. More retailers are allowing online purchases to be brought back to stores to save shipping and to do refunds faster. Back to some more local news we need to let you know about. If you're taking down your Christmas tree this week, don't forget that recycling it is actually an option. Now through Wednesday, you can drop off your real tree from noon to 6 at the Bass Pro Shops outlet store. Tree stands and decorations need to be removed from it. Won't cost you anything to do, but you are encouraged while you're there to make a donation, which will go to local area Boy Scouts. Since Bass Pro started recycling old Christmas trees in 1986, more than 300,000 have been recycled to the Habitat program. Also beginning today, CVS Health will be giving COVID-19 vaccines to residents at more than 600 long-term care facilities in Missouri. CVS was selected by the Department of Health and Human Services to be one of the 2 providers to give the vaccinations, but gotta let you know, CVS expects to have vaccines available to the general public sometime in 2021, not right now. Let's take a look at what's coming up for you on CBS this morning.
Coming on, President Trump signs the coronavirus relief bill, what this means for those hurting right now. Plus, the financial challenges facing historically black colleges and universities in our series, School Matters, coming up on CBS This Morning.
Take a look at what's trending. Usually on a Monday morning, a lot of football's trending.
Yes.
Luckily, if you're a Chiefs fan, that's what people are talking about, because the defending champs back at it again, ready to defend their crown. WDAF story, as you see right here. They edged out the Falcons yesterday, TJ. Very close game.
I had one eye on the Ravens game and one eye on the Chiefs game. I was shocked. We've been talking about it this morning that there was 0-0 heading into the second quarter. I really was a bit surprised that Falcons played them hard.
You don't see that from Kansas City too often, but with that win, the Chiefs are now your top seed in the AFC. That means you get the first week off of the playoffs. You'll get home games at Arrowhead for the next 2 rounds should Kansas City make it that far. So that should be very important.
Final game this Sunday, then we're right into the playoff action. I can't wait, Joe.
That's what they had actually last year, too, on the Super Bowl run. A couple of home games at Arrowhead before heading off to the Super Bowl. So a lot to watch out for there. There's 14 NFL teams that will make the playoffs this year. The Chiefs are the only one set in stone right now. Everyone's playing for something next week.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
It really is. And I feel like there's so many teams, especially, gunning for this wild card that have really solid records.
I know. It's going to be entertaining. So,
Yes.
Chiefs fans, relax for a little bit. You got this. Watch what else is happening, too.
Yes.
Also, maybe watch the highlights inside because it'll be cold today, right?
It will be, Joe. Yeah, we're tracking a couple different systems, too. One bringing some wintry weather possibly early Tuesday, but a better chance here in the Ozarks, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So we'll be tracking that.
All right, important to look out for there. Thanks for watching and starting your week with us on Daybreak.